Welcome to Buckfast Abbey. Buckfast Abbey was founded 1,000 years ago and stood here for 500 years until Henry VIII closed it. In 1882, the present community of monks returned and built this fantastic abbey on its medieval foundations. The church itself, St Mary's, is central to the life of the monastic community here. And in September, it is going to be the venue for a newly commissioned community play, which is going to be performed right here in the open air outside of the west door. In 1997, Philip Yancey wrote What's So Amazing About Grace? Philip Yancey is probably one of the foremost Christian writers of today. And when he published What's So Amazing About Grace, it became an international bestseller overnight. It's now been adapted as a very gritty, hard-hitting and inspirational play by Neil Pugmire. What's So Amazing About Grace is a very interesting play because it tackles those questions that a lot of people struggle with about the Christian faith, like, where is God when it hurts? How can you believe in a God when there's so much suffering? What about all the hypocrisy and bigotry within the church? In September, this play, commissioned by the Abbey itself, will be performed here by a cast of 40 people from churches right across South Devon. Commissioned by Catholic Church here, it has Anglicans, Baptists, Pentecostals, Assemblies of God, all working together to bring together this inspirational play. So what can people expect? Well, it's hard-hitting, it's thought-provoking, it's incredibly entertaining, it's funny, at times it's light-hearted, but it's always uplifting. The play consists of different scenes from across the globe, different time scales, different eras. 1 minute we're in the Deep South with the Civil Rights Movement, the next minute it's apartheid South Africa. Then it's the Holocaust in the Second World War, and then we're in 1880s Denmark. This play has something for everyone, but at the end of the day, it's an incredibly inspirational, uplifting experience. And we hope that actually it will explain to people why God is so awesome and that actually there is something quite amazing about grace.
It's a real privilege to be part of a production such as this, and I very much enjoyed working alongside Martin and his dramatic enthusiasm for just about everything. The various storylines within the play are challenging and humbling at the same time. You meet people who, in very difficult circumstances, strengthened by their faith, act out real forgiveness and show amazing grace. And I just have to ask myself, do I do that in daily life? Quite a difficult question. Writing the music has been exciting, but also quite difficult in place. So I hope I was at least in part successful with supporting the action on stage musically. You'll have to come and see for yourself. God bless.
He's very close to God.
You think so?
But he must be. I've read the book.
Oh, you think that Philip wrote this because he has a hotline to the Almighty?
Well, I grew up in a church culture that didn't seem to know much about grace. Our church in Atlanta had a pecking order of thou shalt nots. But it left me with a view of God that was really hard to shake off. That he was a rigid, legalistic God.
A friend renews my French lottery number. This year, my ticket has won. I never asked for a favor, but I would now like to ask for one. It will soon be the anniversary of your father's birth. You said that you wanted to celebrate, to honor his memory as the founder of this community. Allow me to cook a celebration anniversary feast for you.
Cases of champagne and wine follow, and a whole cow end up in Babette's kitchen. Martine and Philippa are alarmed.
It was quite a nice dinner, Babette. I was once cook at the Café Anglais. I spent my winnings on the meal that you just had. Don't look shocked. That's what a proper dinner for 12 costs at the Café Anglais.
Followers of Luther, they heard sermons on grace nearly every Sunday and spent the rest of the week trying to earn God's favour. Grace came to them in the form of a feast. Grace came to them, as it always does, free of charge, no strings attached.
1971. My mom wouldn't let me do anything. I was 16, for God's sake, not a kid.
Mike,
Just a joint, Mum. Don't freak out about it, will you?
I don't want that stuff in my house.
It's cool, Mum. You should try it.
Take it out of here. You know, I don't know why God didn't take him long ago for all the terrible things that he's done to me.
Do you mean you wish your own son was dead?
I hope I never see you again. For as long as I live.
1997. I've never spoken to my mother since then. I moved to Hawaii. I lived with a woman, left her. Then I got married to Sue. She's the real thing. This one will last.
It didn't. You see, Michael is a friend of mine, and I've tried for the past 26 years to reconcile Margaret and Michael. And each time, I confront the terrible power of ungrace.
But that was Sue. We're selling some of the final financial issues for the divorce.
Oh, I didn't know you were still talking to Sue.
I'm not. I hope I never see her again as long as I live.
As long as I live.
As long as I live.
And it seemed that Michael had recognized in the tone of his voice, in his own voice, the tone of his mother.
I saw a woman underneath a road bridge, and I just found myself opening the car door.
I wish you could hear yourself. I mean, I don't just find myself in a red light district, do I?
It's a weakness. It's something I'm ashamed of. Something I'm praying for daily.
You just don't expect me to be praying for you. In time, Jerry left me for another woman. Even people at church treated his sexual strain as if it was my fault.
He was away for hours. I got worried, but then the police came and...
He picked up a prostitute. We sat together in my living room, sharing stories of betrayal and choking back the tears. And we prayed together.
Dad!
Marie! Oh, where are you? Oh, my baby!
I can't feel my legs, Daddy.
You just hold on, Marie. You just hold on. Someone will be here to rescue us. You just hang on there.
Daddy, I love you very much.
Oh, I love you too, Marie. You just hang on in there. Marie? Marie! I shall pray tonight and every night that God will forgive them.
They came after me, Dad. They followed me.
After the demonstration?
I told you this would happen.
We didn't do anything. It was peaceful.
You did nothing to provoke them?
Nothing, I swear.
There he is!
No! Let me go! I didn't do anything!
It's nothing but a trap!
Ready?
Moses, I don't know how much longer I can go on like this. Another 3 young men went missing yesterday.
Moses and Tandu?
Yes?
I'm arresting you for subverting the government.
Moses! What have I done to deserve this, Lord?
Should be putting some...
Mrs. Ntandu.
Moses! What have they done to you?
They have not crushed my spirit, Cynthia.
I wanted you to see this.
I want Mr. Vanderberg to know that I can offer my forgiveness because Jesus Christ died to forgive.
Do you know, I learned a lot from writing this book? About myself, mostly. And it was while I, Philip Yancey, was still an abomination that God said, "You're still my pride and joy."